Hi everyone, this is Ben Falcons Media Corner back again with a brand new AK After I Saw review episode for today. This one's going to be on a new film I saw that was released this year for 2022, which this one I saw this a couple days ago, and I'm here to review this film. I really wanted to review it straight away, but I was really busy with home, so I thought I should just review it straight away. So I'm here to do this. So I'm here to do this today, and here we go. Today's review is going to be on the 2022 horror slasher film from A24, and that film is X-Force. Wait, wrong title. X. So X. This is a new horror slasher film from A24, and this was written, produced, edited, and directed by Ty West. And this basically set in 1979 in Texas, where we follow a cast and crew who are basically go to this home where it's across this old couple that live in their own home outside of a barnyard. And basically this cast and crew basically go to that abandoned home where they're making this adult film, which is actually a pornographic film. And what happens is an old woman from this old married couple who live in their own home finds out what the whole cast and crew are doing, and later on the whole cast and crew basically find out their lives are at risks from this old married couple who are stalking them and doing horrific, creepy stuff that's just beyond disturbing as hell. And they're even way creepier than M. Night Shyamalan's The Visit. Does anyone remember that film? And does anyone remember those two people in that film? Because I sure do. Oh boy. So that's pretty much the story plot of X. So for X, I didn't know what kind of movie this was until it popped up on my phone for like upcoming things that were coming out, and when I heard this was a horror slasher film, I was interested in seeing this one because again those kind of horror films really introduced me to the horror genre, and since then I started seeing iconic horror slasher films like Halloween, Scream, etc., and I really love those films. And I was also introduced to like other horror films, like supernatural, psychological, creepypasta films. And from when I heard this was from A24, I was also really looking forward to it really, because I've seen a few A24 like horror films, and some of them are amazing works out there for what they have done in recent years, like The Witch, The Lighthouse, Hereditary, Midsummer. Those films I consider the best ones they've done, and they are definitely amazing horror films to watch for those who are a massive fan of horror. And I didn't know much of the cast except for you've got Brittney Snow, who you may know her from the Pitch Perfect films, for those who are a fan of her as an actress or a fan of those movies. And you've got Jenna Ortega, which she has done a horror film that was released this year, which, if you guys didn't tell, I've already reviewed it, and it's on my playlist, so the films I reviewed this year. And for Ty West, I haven't seen any of his horror films, because most of his films are horror films, and I haven't seen any of them. Like he's made Your Next and House of the Devil. I haven't seen any of those, but I've heard some of his films are pretty good. So I went to see this on the 19th of March of this year on a Saturday, just a couple days ago, and it wasn't quite a packed screening, because I thought it was when I did book my ticket online. When I went in, there wasn't that much people I was expecting it to be. There wasn't that much people I was expecting it. I thought it was. So, but it was alright. And after seeing the film, I gotta say, X, I had an awesome time with this movie. Yeah, this is definitely another amazing A24 horror film alongside those four horror films I mentioned that A24 has made. And I was really surprised of like how much praise this film received from critics, because the praises was mostly received this movie's mostly focused on creepy suspense, which I didn't really expect that while I was watching this movie. Even when I sat down, I didn't even expect that, because I thought it was just gonna show crazy amount of like blood and gore and stuff like that being thrown in your face everywhere and on the screen. It doesn't really focus on that, and the suspense in this film are absolutely creepy as hell. It's mostly due to the old couple in this film, which we'll get to them later on during this review. I thought the creepy aspects of the film were very well directed by Ty West, and it's a very well directed film. It's a well shot film. It's very well edited as well for a few scenes that were really well made for a horror film like this. And it does really pay homage to like old 70s horror films, since this is set in the 70s, And this film just almost reminded me of the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre film. Since when I heard this was supposed to be set in the 70s, it just kind of threw me back into the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre in a little bit. And for what I meant about saying about the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre film, is that the story in this film is almost kind of similar to that, even though it doesn't have, you know, a psychopathic maniac with a leather face, wearing a leather face with a chainsaw. This one involves an older couple in this film that are way older and just do way beyond disturbing stuff that you would ever expect here. And there are some creative stuff in this film that I thought were pretty well creative here, for some creative stuff in this film, like some of the kills in the film, and for unpredictable moments as well, which I was generally shocked for those kind of moments. And the kills in the film, like I said, are pretty creative, and they are extremely bloody and gory here in this film, for when we do see one by one which character gets murdered horrifically in this movie. And I was just like shocked and I was almost disturbed from those moments. But there was there's just some other disturbing moments in the film outside of all those, with those creepy older couple in the film, for like when we do see them stalking and just making the main characters' lives hell in this movie. And the acting as well in the film, I thought everyone gave really good performances here. Like the main characters in the film, like the whole cast and crew who are trying to make a porn film, I thought they gave really good performances here in this film. Well, I didn't really care much about the characters really, the main characters is kind of what you really expect. But again, the acting in the film wasn't all bad. I did kind of like their personalities in a way for what they were given for in the film. And the older couple in this film are beyond creepy as hell in this film. They do crazy shit in this film that I was disturbed for what was going on in the film. Mainly the old woman in the film, in this movie. She was freaking creepy here in this film, and I was just disturbed for what she was doing in the film. And I won't say what she does, because that will be spoilers for those who are willing to see this film. And I obviously do suggest you go and see this film on the big screen. And as for problems with the film, the only problem I had was when the way it opened, because this film is mainly set in one day. When it opened, when the whole movie began, it kind of had me question a bit. But once it gets to what happens at the end of the film, I kind of understood. But it's kind of what you really expect, really. That was the only problem I had. But in the end, though, I had an awesome time with this movie. It's definitely another great A24 horror film. And obviously, I do suggest you go and check out this film if you're a fan of like slasher film, like old-fashioned horror films, because this film does pay homage to like old-fashioned horror films. And if you're a fan of Ty West films, like any of his horror films, this is definitely one here, and I would say this is definitely his best work. If it is playing in a local cinema near you, this will definitely be your popcorn treat here. I'm gonna give X 4.5 out of 5. Definitely another favorite horror film of mine of this year, alongside Scream. Despite having one problem, I still had a lot of fun with it. And obviously, I do suggest you go and see this film. So thank you guys so much for watching for my AK Afro Soul review on X. And let me know what you think of this film if you have seen this already. Did you have a blast of this film, or was this not really a popcorn treat here? So thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more reviews. And as always, this has been Falcon's Media Corner signing off.